Frank, what did you make of the gap in the rebounding and I suppose just the general energy and effort in this game tonight?
The gap in rebounding is more about field goal attempts. I mean, they had 5 more offensive rebounds than us, but we had 10 more shots than them, so there's going to be more rebounds to get. I thought Denver played with great energy throughout the game. We didn't match it early, we matched it late, but they're a great basketball team, so credit them for the win.
Frank, so much in the transition in that fourth quarter comeback. What did you see in the first 3 quarters with Denver being a little bit more locked into the paint, a little bit of a struggle in breaking that down?
Yeah, they played a really good basketball game. They made shots, they made plays, they got to the free throw line. They played with great energy. I thought we were not as sharp as we could have been on both ends of the floor. We've been playing at a really high level, a little bit off there in the first half, but I like the spirit that our guys competed with down the stretch to try to make it a game.
Frank, there were a few times during the game that you guys made runs and got pretty close. What do you think it was that allowed Denver to push back and ultimately pull this out?
Yeah, well, they're a terrific team, so they're going to make plays. You put yourself in an 18-point hole. It's tough to climb out of that, But like I said, our guys did make runs, showed some resiliency, had an opportunity to win the game. Couple of situations, we had a turnover, a couple missed threes. We could have closed the gap or taken a lead. But again, great spirit to fight back in the game.
Frank, what allowed you guys to have some success with the zone defense in the fourth quarter?
Well, the activity. That's what as a coach, when your team gets down and you're looking for something to try to give your team a spark, you try to change the game. Sometimes it's a lineup, sometimes it's a coverage, sometimes it's the zone defense. And thread it out there, just break their rhythm a little bit. It doesn't always work. It did tonight, and it's something we've talked about with our group about playing some zone with this team to break their rhythm because they're so surgical offensively, and it worked down the stretch, but obviously the deficit was too much to overcome.
Hey Frank, it's Bill. The Nuggets before the fourth quarter had outscored you guys in 5 straight quarters going back to game 2. Have they made some adjustments that you guys are still trying to figure out, and how concerning is just sort of the trend of what they've been able to do against you now over 2 straight games?
Yeah, both teams are making adjustments on the fly, subtle things. They didn't make any major adjustments, but just executing through the coverages, taking what the defense gives you. They're great at reading defense. They've been together for a long time, obviously. And you do A, they're going to do B. You do B, they're going to do A. They're very good at that. Have gotten a little bit better as the series has gone along, and we just got to be a little bit better on the defensive end. Just reacting to those reads.
Allison?
How good?
Obviously, Denver took a very tough loss and came out with emergency. Do you think that this loss, you guys coming in within 3 and 3 not playing, can have a similar effect, and how do you guys want to kind of make it into that?
Yeah, well, it has to. This is the playoffs. We have to respond to a loss, and we know how resilient this team is. So we got to come out with great fight in Game 4.
Dan?
Frank, along Bill's question, those 5 quarters, it feels like you guys have been a tough shooting team in that stretch. Obviously, that's what Denver's trying to get you, but you guys be more aggressive. And did you think that when things were going well, that it came off of attacking?
There's no question. I agree with what you said. When we settle too much, we play into their hands. When we're attacking the paint, we're getting great looks every time we're touching the paint. So we definitely have to be more aggressive.
Okay. Will, back to you.
All right, yes, last 2 from me, Jim.
Yeah, Frank, the turnover issues, especially in the first half, how much of that was you guys and how much of it was stuff that they were doing?
Denver's a great defensive team. They're very good with their hands. It's a little bit of both always. When it comes to turnovers, we could be less careless, but you have to credit the defense as well.
Hey Frank, what did you think of Ronda's defensive effort in the fourth that helped you guys cut their lead from 20 to 3?
Yeah, he was a huge spark for us, especially when we went zone. You know, he's our best sort of activity communicator in those situations. Very good with his hands, gambling and whatnot, and was a huge part of that run.